Finally, a chicken I could put my blessing behind. Say yes to Pope Yes Chicken, the official chicken of Pope Abaiga. The only chicken you'll need for your salvation. Even that Shlomo guy likes it.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Say yes to Pope Yes. It's heavenly.
Captain's log, stardate 33-647.47. We've been orbiting a Class M gravitational anomaly for days. The Enterprise is crippled. We cannot go to warp because the parking brake is on. The straits have never been more dire. Pike exits the turbolift and sits down on the bridge. We will not fire our phasers because this is Starfleet. We do not leave people or aliens behind us, especially mushrooms. The crew falls in love with Pike. Pike does not notice that the crew has fallen in love with him. Here at Starfleet, we believe in compassion, service, sacrifice. Maybe God and science too. I believe in love. I am in love with a horse. Number 1 kicks his butt. Pike is confused and ethical. Back at the Academy, I Bixar Darks Zimdlef Dugubuk Piverful Bleak. The Universal Translator has malfunctioned.
Zirkvin Dobie Jeglurg Zoop.
Brugdoffel Kempft Gleben Jirpop. The turbolift enters and the chief medical officer enters. Where is the captain of the space vehicle Enterprise? Pike is suddenly kidnapped by aliens.
Now streaming on Disney+. He was the galaxy's most feared and badass bounty hunter. That is, until he was bought by Disney. Now watch as he struggles with PTSD flashbacks and teaches a tribe of primitive natives to dance with sticks.
You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in and you shake it all out. You do the hokey tokey and you turn yourself around.
Hokey?
That's what it's all about.
All because Kathleen Kennedy couldn't have two characters that were exactly the same. Especially after they repurposed the Boba Fett movie into The Mandalorian. Tamura Morrison returns to the role that he probably shouldn't have in Dances with Feet. Only on Disney+. I mean, I hope they're paying him well enough to put up with this kind of humiliation.
Like a bantha. Yes? Maybe not.
Coming up on the CW, it's prom night, and love is in the air.
Until it's time to throw down!
Sam and Miguel share a tender moment.
But look who's crashing the party!
Watch as young couples share a romantic dance.
And fight! And dance fight!
Be sure to watch an extra special episode
of Kung Fu High Prom Night!
Hey everybody, Thomas in the morning to NBC. NBC. How's it going, everybody? How's everybody doing?
It's there's gonna be no show. It's just gonna be 45 minutes of me going. That's where my headspace is today. So we got a big show. Did we get a big show? I don't know if we got a big show now. We got 9 people here. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Mr. MH, how you doing? Sean Russell, how you doing? Andrew Helm, how you doing? Phonebox Chicken, how you doing? Yes, it would be anything with Christian. Been more entertaining than Christian Trek. All right. So let's start with this. You know, I always say I don't have the biggest audience, but I have the best looking audience in all YouTube. So let's start. Pardon me. Let's start with this. Netflix is taking a stand on certain things. And one of those would be woke programming. Excuse me. Netflix tells woke workers to quit if they are offended. Culture memo. They are putting woke workers to bed in light of internal dissension triggered by productions like Dave Chappelle's controversial stand-up special. Netflix has reportedly issued a memo to its disgruntled staffers, underscoring that the streaming behemoth values the artistic expression of its content creator and creators over each employee's personal thoughts, beliefs, and lifestyles. Any worker who doesn't like it can flicks off. As employees, we support the principle that Netflix offers diversity of stories, even if we find some titles counter to our own personal values. Read the memo titled Netflix Culture, Seeking Excellence. Depending on your role, you may need to work on titles you perceive to be harmful. The communique continued. If you find it hard to support our content breadth, Netflix may not be the best place for you. The Note dispatched Thursday follows ongoing personnel protests of Chappelle's barbs regarding transgender individuals in the Netflix special The Closer, which debuted on the digital platform in October. I'm always tempted to say debuted. During his hour-long Chuckle Fest, where did I left off? During his hour-long Chuckle Fest, Chappelle, 48, fired off a string of wisecracks about trans women's genitalia, insisting that gender is a fact and deemed LGBTQ plus XYZ N.A.P.S EIEIO community too sensitive. Shortly after the show's premiere, vexed Netflix staff members staged a walkout in an effort to demonstrate their collective disapproval and the comedian's digs. But the mutiny failed to sway Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos, who maintained his support for Chappelle and continued to air the special. Why wouldn't he air the special? And as a warning to any remaining discontented cogs, the company freshly distributed a letter underlining its commitment to prioritizing artistic expression. Entertainting the world is an amazing opportunity and also a challenge because viewers have very different tastes and point of views, stated the lengthy proclamation. So we offer a wide variety of TV shows and movies, some of which can be provocative, to help members make informed decisions, about choices about what they want to watch. I messed that up, but I'm going on continuing. It added, we offer ratings, content warnings, and easy-use parental controls. Although the streaming giant acknowledged that its content may be problematic for some viewers, it remains firm that it will not silence the voices of its artists. So yeah, so good for Netflix so far, you know. Netflix is standing up to the snowflakes. So too little, too late? Well, it's got to start with somewhere. Somebody. Not everyone will like or agree with everything on our service, said the broadcaster. While every title is different, we approach them based on the same set of principles. We support artistic expression of the creators we choose to work with. We program for a diversity of audiences and tastes. See, to many, diversity means everybody except people I don't like. And we let viewers decide what's appropriate for them versus having Netflix censor specific artists or voices. It emphasized Netflix, which suffered a loss of 200,000 subscribers in the first quarter of 2022, and expects to see an additional decrease of a whopping 2 million audience members over the next 4 months. Also urged employees to spend our members' money wisely. In the valued behavior section of the document. Elsewhere, the newsletter reminded laborers that the company does not intend to treat workers like family members, but rather like lion-hearted sportsmen on an award-winning athletic team, a dream team, one on which any player can easily be benched or booted. We model ourselves on being a professional sports team, not a family, wrote Netflix. A family is about unconditional love. A dream team is about pushing yourself to be the best possible teammate, caring intensely about your team, and knowing that you may not be on the team forever. It's a story about Joe Namath. I'll get to that in a second. The bulletin also reminded peeved employees dream teams are not right for everyone. The company closed its advisory with a summary of what makes Netflix a special place to work, noting its mission to encourage decision-making by employees, share information openly, broadly, and deliberately, communicate candidly, and directly keep only our highly effective people. So, Joe Namath once said, football player Joe Namath, he said about how when he walked the first day and when he was a rookie, he got drafted out of Alabama. He walked into Jets training camp. And the trainer said to him, son, I want you to remember one thing. This is a cold-blooded business. As sure as you're walking through that door replacing somebody, one day somebody's going to walk through that door and replace you. Just remember that. It's a cold-blooded business. He said that just didn't forget that. And just gave real perspective on everything. How you doing, Senator Hammerslag? So, yeah. So, listen, it was only going to be a matter of time before there was going to be some pushback. And Netflix is a big enough company. Netflix is a big enough company that it can get away with this. Listen, the whole thing about Disney could probably get away with it, the big enough company, but Disney is, they've drank the Kool-Aid. Face it, Disney might have done this a number of years ago, but not anymore. You're just waiting with the Leafs. So what happened to the Leafs? Leafs are out. They got bounced. Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs, eh? Oh, they got beat by the Lightning. Tampa Bay wins series 4-3. Wow. I like a blammo. What's up, Vinny from Brooklyn? Vinny from Brooklyn, you're on the air. How you doing? Vinny from Brooklyn, WR next on WFAN. So, yeah. So, I like that. A team in a country where hockey's not the number one sport, in a city that has no natural ice, beat the Maple Leafs. I'm probably going to win the Stanley Cup. I remember the first year in the league, the Tampa Bay Lightning. What am I talking about? Toronto Lightning. Gene spliced the two teams together. Remember their first year in the league? They played in the Tropicana Stadium, the Trop, or it used to be called the Suncoast Dome. They called it the Thunderdome. and they ran ice up the first baseline. They were getting like 29,000 for games, which was actually pretty cool. So yeah, that's that's something there, you know. Let me tell you. You have 14 people watching. So yeah, so Netflix is listen, like I said, Netflix is they're gonna be fine. They're in a position where they're gonna be fine. So they can do this. Netflix is, they're, like I said, somebody has to be the first one to do this. And it's gonna be Netflix, so let's I don't know, have we exhausted this story? Yeah. The fact that Florida has an ice hockey team amuses me for silly reasons. Oh, they have two. They have two teams. Sean Ross of $4.99. I think woke workers are just very loud, small people. Yeah, that's it. They're very loud and small group. Bomax Chicken. They have two teams. Texas has a team. Phoenix, Arizona has a team. Las Vegas has a team. There's two teams. How many teams are there in California? There's 3 teams in California. Anaheim, the LA Kings, and San Jose Sharks. Yeah, North Carolina has a team. Memphis, of all things. No, Nashville, Tennessee has a team. Of all places. Quite there, they do quite well, actually. The Nashville Predators. They do indeed do quite well. The South has had minor league teams for ages. Just a moment here. Let me play a commercial here. Hold on a second. I got to blow my schnoz. So.
Need a new car? Looking for that business vehicle or ornaments to conquer a small nation? At Cover Commander's Sharp Auto Sales, we want to put you in your next vehicle. We have everything to meet your work, family, or military needs. Check out this His Tank. It can be yours for no money down and only $2.99 a month. Need something more versatile? How about this Stinger Jeep? Fully armored, missile launcher included. Only 40,000 miles, most of which are non-combat. We've also got Rattlers, Night Ravens, and the all-new Ford Escape. And now we're offering 0 payments for 6 months, or until Destro can formulate a plan to take over the banks. Remember, at Cobra Commander's Sharp Auto Sales, we're not just a car dealer. We're an evil terrorist organization determined to rule the world. And we're certified by the Better Business Bureau. So come on down to Cobra Commander's Sharp Auto Sales for a test drive on Route 1 in Springfield. Follow the signs at the bomb craters. Free balloons for the kids. Come on down! Cobra!
All right, sorry everybody had to do that, but I had to blow my schnoz, and that is disgusting, so you don't get to hear that. So like I said, $2.99 for a month. Yeah, like I said, it's a small minority. How many people? How large is the trans community in the population in the U.S.? Let me see. How many adults identify as trans in the United States? Let me see. Let me try to find this. Here we are here, LGBTQ population. Okay, 8% of respondents identify. This is from Human Rights Campaign. 8%. More than 1%. 1% of the population of the United States identifies transgender. Higher than any prior estimates. So, okay. This comes from, like I said, Human Rights Campaign. .org. They suggest more than 1% or more than 2 million people identify as transgender. Okay, listen, but an increase from prior estimates of approximately 1.4 million. 8% identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. Well, yeah, we group it together. 2% identity with a sexual orientation, gay, transgender. This could encompass a number of orientations. Bisexual people make up the largest demographic, about 4%. Well, it's because a girl kisses another girl in college one drunken night. Like, I'm bisexual. Yeah, we know. LGBTQ people live in community in every state. Okay, but 1%, there's 330 million people in America. Well, I think you're being generous. Yeah, you're probably right there, Phonebox Chicken. But well, it's not even that brainwashed. I mean, it's like I said, it's still going to be a small. It's still going to be a minority. 300, like, yeah, 1 million people is a lot, but like 1% of the nation is like the 330 million. That's 3.3 million people. Okay, yes, that is a lot. But you know what? Out of 350 million, that's you're not talking a whole lot here. That's about if you had to concentrate all of them, that's maybe the size of a city like Dallas. Yeah, I mean, so anyway. Oh boy, what's this here? Oh, we got breaking Doctor Who news. I just got sent this. Breaking Doctor Who news. Yeah, Alabama responding. Yeah, nobody from Alabama is responding to that survey. Yeah, Phonebox Chicken. Here's the thing about. I just want to say this really quick about Phonebox Chicken about hockey though. There's a lot of transplanted New Yorkers and people from New York and Boston, New Jersey that go down to Florida, and then they go out west. So I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people from the Northeast. They kind of migrated, and they kind of took hockey with them. Plus, it's a huge it was a big novelty, and they grew the fan base down there too. So it was pretty good. They did a pretty good job. So the league has been wanting to expand for a long time into the South, into warmer parts of the country, become more of a national, like a truly national league. When I was a kid, there were only 21 teams. And there were 21 teams. There was no expansion until the 90s when San Jose came into the league. So you actually had contraction at the end of one season. The Cleveland Barons actually suspended operations, and the Gund family in Cleveland were promised a new team, and they got one in San Jose. We got an X-Switch team. So apart from NHL history, let's dive into this Doctor Who news. Let's see if what we think it is. David Tennant and Catherine Tate for Doctor Who special. David Tennant and Catherine Tate are returning to Doctor Who for its 60th anniversary special. The special is filming now and released in 2023. David Tennant and Catherine Tate are returning to Doctor Who for the show's upcoming 60th anniversary special. Currently, Doctor Who is wrapping up the tenure of its 13th Doctor, played by Jodie Karen Whittaker. When she regenerates in her upcoming farewell episode, Whittaker will be replaced by Nkuti Gatwa, who was only just announced as the 14th Doctor. Doctor Who has lasted for as long as it has, thanks in large part to regeneration, since it allowed its main character to carry on through a variety of factors. When coupled with time travel, it also led to multi-Doctor stories where different versions of the Doctor will meet and interact. To celebrate the show's 50th anniversary, Doctor Who did just that, with an adventure starring the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, and the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith. Now for the upcoming 60th anniversary, Doctor Who seems set to do the same. The BBC has announced that David Tennant and Catherine Tate will appear in the Doctor Who 60th anniversary special. They're currently filming the special, which will release in 2023. It's still unclear if the pair are reprising the roles as the 10th Doctor, who Tennant played from 2005 to 2010, and his companion, Donna Noble, who Tate appeared from 2006 to 2010, who are playing entirely new characters. Pardon me. Come on. Okay. Showrunner Russell T Davies, who was in charge of Doctor Who during Tennant and Tate's time on the show, and is returning to run season 14, had this to say about Tennant and Tate's return. Maybe this is a missing story, or a parallel world, or a dream, or a trick, or a flashback. The only thing I can confirm is that it's going to be spectacular, as two of our greatest stars reunite for the battle of a lifetime. The 10th Doctor and Donna parted ways in Doctor Who's Season 4 finale, Journey's End, in an especially bittersweet manner. After Donna absorbs an incredible amount of Time Lord knowledge from the TARDIS, becoming the Doctor Donna, her human brain begins to crack under the pressure. To save her life, the Doctor wipes Donna's mind and all of her memories of him and returns her to home with no knowledge of their many shared activities. This farewell between the Doctor and his companion is arguably one of the most heartbreaking in Doctor Who's long history. But the strong reaction it received from audiences was also a testament to how great the pairing of Tennant and Tate had been. For their return in Doctor Who's 60th anniversary special, it's entirely possible that Tennant and Tate are playing versions of the 10th Doctor and Donna from a point in time prior to Journey's End. That would be the easiest way for their characters to return, keeping their bittersweet ending in place. Then again, rather than revisiting the 10th Doctor and Donna, Tennant and Tate have been brought on board by Davies to play entirely new roles. Something similar was done for Billie Piper when she returned not as Rose, but the Bad Wolf in the 50th anniversary special. And the same is true of the 4th Doctor actor Tom Baker as the Curator. While multi-Doctor stories are certainly popular ways to mark an anniversary, it might be that Davies has something else in mind. Still, it's no less exciting to learn that Tennant and Tate will once again reappear in Doctor Who, where they'll get to share the screen with the show's new Doctor. Okay, so, all right. Okay. You know, I keep saying that David Tennant could have been the Doctor as long as he wanted. I'm not by no means a Doctor Who expert. I do like the David Tennant years. I like the Matt Smith years. The Peter Capaldi years were not as good. But David Tennant was a guy who just absolutely reveled in the part. He loved playing it. He loved being associated with it. Yeah, I hope the new guy's good too. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyhow, Dr. Jody, she can go F off. Seriously. Let's take a mulligan on that one. Dr. Jody was terrible. She was absolutely horrible. Horrendous. With the scrunch face, and she was trying to do a bad David Tennant impression. All she could do was make that stupid scrunch face. Hey, let's see some emotion, Jody. And all, yeah.
Like I said, it just got annoying. It really was annoying. Dr. Jody Scrunchface. So, I always like pulling this search up here. She's what is this about? What is I don't get it. Show me some emotion, Jody. It's all she did. Yeah, scrunch face. It's all she ever did. The scrunch face. Capaldi could have been brilliant, but he was hamstruck by the start of the decline of writing the whole woke thing starting. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I like Capaldi. Capaldi was good. I mean, like you said, but an older dog. I mean, he kind of had that swagger, but the older man. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like she's making a grumpy. I have no judgment against Joni. To be honest, nor do I have judgment against those who dislike her. Okay. But like I said, it just got to a point where you didn't even want to. It just got it. You started to feel bad for everyone associated with it during Jody's run. Really, you felt bad. I mean, it was terrible. And you're like, how can you show up every day and do this? Okay, granted, it's a paycheck, but still, I mean, you could be doing something else. Yeah, I have no doubt that the people worked hard. I'm like, the people, but at the same time, what's on screen is what's on screen. And it was objectively bad. Doctor Who with Dr. Dre was objectively bad. And it's a stain on the legacy of Doctor Who. It really is. All right. Speaking of stains, the Obi-Wan show is coming soon. Now, let's take a look at what we got here. This is, we'll go with this one, from Pirates and Princesses. I think this is Clownfish's site, isn't it? Pirates and Princesses? Dr. Milo. How much is too much? The rising cost of Disney parks. It's far too much. Oh, we got the next story here too. Attention! Following reports of rumor. Please take following story with a grain of salt. The highly anticipated Obi-Wan Kenobi series is set to release at the end of May, just after the 45th anniversary of the Star Wars franchise. Seeing fan favorite actor Ewan McGregor returns to Obi-Wan Kenobi since his last appearance, Revenge of the Sith, definitely fans excited. However, it appears that the ending of the series has supposedly leaked online, thanks to Making Star Wars. None of this has been confirmed. Warning: following section may contain spoilers. Please continue at your own discretion. Oh, we're going to continue. She's Rebels for 99 Super Chat. Thank you very much. Super sticker. Rob, who's my favorite Star Wars character? Huggy Dougie. I haven't forgotten. See what you did there. Who is my favorite Star Wars character? I like I think it's gotta be Luke. Everyone would say Han Solo, but I think it's Luke. So Leak seems to suggest that the series will pull a bait and switch with the titular character not being quite as prominent, while the new character, Riva, will take up a good chunk of the series. Oh, God, I don't doubt it. Riva, a female inquisitor and former Jedi, will apparently be playing detective in discovering what Kenobi is hiding on Tatooine, as well as the whereabouts of Luke Skywalker. By the end, she will have found and cornered Luke and his family, ready to kill them. But before doing so, she feels sympathy for the boy and decides to spare them and leaves the planet, somewhat indicating Kenobi wasn't very good at his job. Of course, he's a white male. He has to fail to them. Kenobi services New Disney, only get killed by Vader. I like the blue elephant. Oh, yeah, he's cool. Hardware Wars. You'll laugh. You'll cry. You'll kiss $3 goodbye. So far, it appears that fans are rather concerned with the commotion surrounding the rumored ending. So I have read the ending of Kenobi show, and if the plot leak turns out to be true, this could be one of the most controversial Star Wars show ever made. The show was originally supposed to be sooner, but Kathleen Kennedy ordered the show to be rewritten and delayed the production. It's possible these rumors could have been from an earlier draft, or we could get something better or worse. Obi-Wan Kenobi series set to release on May 29th, exclusively on Disney Plus, with a total of 6 episodes. Will you be watching the show? What do you think will happen? Do you think there might be some truth? I think it's all true. I think it's all true. I really do think it's all true. And I'll tell you why. Because so far, just about all the leaks we've had, the leaks we have with Rise of Skywalker, just about all the leaks we've had have been true regarding Star Wars. Why don't they make a Riva series? Because they know it would fail. They would know it would fail. Nobody would watch it. So they have to piggyback on top of Kenobi. That's the thing. They know these things are DOA. They know they're DOA. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, so my mind went blank. Flash Gordon's better than Star Wars. People says, yeah, Flash Gordon's good. I like Flash Gordon. I'd like to see what they could do now with Flash Gordon. With modern effects, modern movie making stuff, I forgot who it was that said the reason why they change all these characters, they do all this, is because they don't want to put the hard work into making something new. So they just co-opt them. You just co-opt whatever it is. Oh, yeah, let's say Captain America, make a few token changes. Let's pull a bait and switch with Kenobi. Let's take Star Wars and just drag it through the mud. Imagine if new Coca-Cola pushed new Coke like Disney's pushing. Oh, they tried. They certainly tried. The thing is, like I said, Star Wars is a brand that people like for very specific reasons. It's not like, okay, listen, it's not like the New York Yankees, but even the New York Yankees, but okay, well, maybe it's a bad example, but that's what I'm going with. It's not like a sports team where different players are going to come and go and wear the uniform, okay? But I always liken it to, like I said, if you took your kid to a Yankee game and you pointed to the guy playing shortstop and said, "Hey, that's Derek Jeter." Kid's gonna look at him like, "Dad, it's not Derek Jeter." Yeah, it's Derek Jeter. Not Dad, it's not Derek Jeter. I know what Derek Jeter looks like. It's not Derek Jeter. There comes a point where you can't lie to people anymore. You cannot try to sell them snake oil. Where they're going to catch on. And they're going to stop buying what you're selling. Now, like we've said before, there is no audience for what they are trying to sell. There's no audience. None. I keep the audience they thought was going to show up. Now I keep referencing the movie Moneyball. I keep referencing that because it has to do with analytics, and that analytics is a big thing now. Billy Beane, as the GM of the Oakland A's, said famously, "There's rich teams, there's poor teams, there's 50 feet of crap, and there's us." So he started analyzing player stats with a computer. He found out if he just got guys with high on base percentage that they could score runs, and they won, but they never had a good enough team to win everything. Now, I tell you this story because I have no doubt in my mind that there were meetings somewhere in the bowels of Lucasfilm and Disney saying, "Oh, we have these demographic groups here. We have this demographic, millennials. The millennials care about X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. If we could appeal to them, we could have them as customers, fans, or audience for the long term." It never happened because that demographic doesn't spend money. They're always, I'm not about material things. I'm about experiences. They don't spend money. And they certainly won't spend money on Star Wars or Marvel Comics or whatever. If the leaks are true, do you believe this could be the final nail in the coffin of Disney Star Wars, or is interest in the Mandalorian too strong for it to fail? I don't think interest in the Mandalorian is too strong for it to fail, but I do think that the brand has been severely damaged. The brand has been, the brand has been severely damaged. The big problem is that it is going to, for Disney, it is going to be indefensible. There was always the hope that maybe the next thing will turn it around. Maybe the next thing will turn around. Maybe. And with the Mandalorian, you got some of that hope. But Book of Boba Fett went right back to it. Went right back to being awful. Book of Boba Fett showed you that they have no idea what they're doing. Good evening, Robin. I hope people are doing well. Went to Motor City Comic Con, Novi, Michigan yesterday. Met Chandler Riggs, Carl from Walking Dead, Carrie Jones. Oh, it's cool. I hope you had a good time. And that's the other thing too. Disney goes from bad. Disney goes from bad to worse. Goes from bad to worse. They have been so driven, so blinded by their agenda. You can tell me, no, there's no agenda. There's no agenda. Yeah, there's an agenda. Kathleen Kennedy wanted to make Star Wars a female property, not understanding that women already liked Star Wars as it was. They liked Star Wars. They liked Luke Skywalker. They liked Han Solo. They liked Chewbacca. They liked Darth Vader. They liked everything about the old stuff. And now what do you got? They're focusing on theme parks, this stupid Galactic Star Cruiser thing. This, I mean, I wouldn't even call this this an unforced error. This is self-sabotage. And I used to joke that Kathleen Kennedy would come home when, all disheveled, all, all forlorn. She walked into the backyard of the house. She would say, "I can't take this. Oh, well, nothing we're doing is working. I can't believe this. Nothing. Stop. How did it all go so wrong?" And there's Frank Marshall with his feet up on the, sitting in a lounge chair, feet up, Hawaiian shirt, drink in his hand. And he's saying, hey, honey, how's work today? And she's like, "Fuck you, Frank." Pope Bob Iger wanted females brought into his papacy. Libye's inquisitor for Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, you have people that have no love for this material. And that's the other thing. And I wrote a letter to Robert Meyer Burnett about Star Trek. They will not hire anybody who loves Star Wars. Now, they may say they love Star Wars, but dude, they don't really love it. They don't want to protect it. They don't want to nurture it. They don't want to see it grow and bloom and blossom. How can you want something to grow and how can you nurture and grow something if you don't love it? How can you care? I liken Star Wars to a classic car. You see the car now. For those who aren't car guys, I mean, the car guys are out there on the weekends with a bottle of wax. They're out there. They're polishing the rims. They got the hood up. They're changing the oil. They're gapping the spark plugs just so, the 0.130 seconds or whatever it is, gapping the spark plugs. They're cleaning the engine bay. They're putting they're armor-alling the tires. They're really paying attention to detail. Kathleen Kennedy doesn't understand that. I don't think she really understands just how obsessive Star Wars fans can be and how obsessive someone who's running the franchise should be. And former Disney exec Eisner's pissing money up the wall watching Portsmouth FC in third tier. These people seem to have bad judgment. Yeah, well, let's like the Superfans' new Lord of the Rings show. All bullshit artists. Yeah, they don't love Lord of the Rings. Briefly met William Shatner about 5 seconds. Oh yeah, William Shatner's a treasure. He really is. Speaking of all things Disney, I plan to do two new before and after reaction vids. One regarding tease for Avatar. One regarding a recent trailer for season 3, The Orville. Keep tuned for those. The other thing is you don't show anything from The Orville on your channel because they'll strike you, which is why we don't show anything here. Watching They Call Me Chodo YouTube channel gives an insight into the producer series. Chodo doesn't sound like New Stars soundtrack. Giving Cake and control Star Wars is like giving your ex-wife keys to your new Ferrari. Yeah. There's the scene at the end of one episode of Voyager where B'Elanna goes into the holodeck and Tom Paris is working on a 68 Camaro. She says, well, you're spending all your time here working on this Camaro. It's Camaro. And like I said, There is nobody who has that passion for it who is currently working on Star Wars. Nobody who wants to spend the time obsessing over the details. Because to a lot of these younger writers, Star Wars is just, oh, it's just that thing that was on all the time. Yeah, it's that thing. Let me tell you how out of touch actually Disney is actually. They wanted to cut the cursing and the smoking out of the Beatles Get Back. Peter Jackson and Olivia Harrison and Paul McCartney and Yoko Ono and Sean Lennon and Ringo said, no, keep it in. This is what actually happened. LOL, Star Wars has turned from a Ferrari into a Soviet-era Lada. What do you call, Mr. MH, what do you call Lada at the top of a hill? A miracle. What do you call man walks into a part shop. It says, I want a hubcap for a Lada. Guy behind the counter says, sounds about fair. So, Isabella can hear the grinding gears of trans. Yes. As said, she said, yeah, Kathleen Kennedy is the type of woman, if you try to teach her to drive a standard, she would say, you would say, what are you doing? You're breaking what'd you do? You broke the clutch. And she would say, I didn't even use the clutch. Yeah, that's the problem. Anybody who comes in is going to have to play between the lines. Nobody has that kind of pull in Hollywood right now to be able to come in and stand, and say, "Hey, listen, no, shut up. You're doing it my way." There's that picture of either that or she just chucked a grenade into the car. Yeah. There's that picture. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Here's this picture. Let's see if we find a bigger picture than that. I don't. Oh, come on. There it is. Yeah, remember this picture that was making the rounds? You got George, you got Dave Filoni, you got Jon Favreau, and there's Witchy Poo herself. That's right, I'm still in charge here. Yeah, go get us coffee, Kathy. Yeah, we got this. The men are speaking. It's sad, Rob, that Star Wars IP is close thing to alchemy and literally printed. Yeah, it was a license to print money. It was a license to print money. You would have been better off. You would have been better off buying it and leaving it alone and just doing reissues. She's probably grinding gears. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's Filmox. I saw that James May card the people thing about the Lada. It was durable to build to withstand the Soviet winters. Big, heavy steel. Haas famous libtard woke dumbasses had one brain cell. They should could have done Shadows in the Empire book. Well, the thing is, Kenny Long, they want their properties. They want everything that exists from the time Disney bought it to after. They don't want to go and have to pay somebody royalties. They want their properties. So Disney with Marvel, CBS Paramount had the most popular IPs, and they can't make money now. How utterly sad. I know. So, like I said, she's there. I'm still in charge. Just remember that. And look at this guy here. He's like, whoa, I'm on camera here. All right. So we're coming up on, it's top of the hour. Let's see if we can get some animal news. It's hard to get animal news. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Well, let's go with this. One of the reasons why I don't live in Texas. Yeah, they got freedom. They also got something else. Gators. Colossal 300-pound alligator caught and released in Texas bayou. The catch was an excellent specimen. Most people think fishing as a relaxing way to pass the afternoon, but for YouTuber conservationist Peyton Moore, a recent fishing excursion was instead an intrepid monster hunt. Last week, the Texans set sail down the Houston Bayou in search of a truly gargantuan alligator gar. A tracty, I'm not going to spatula, stretching over 8 feet long, 2.5 meters, and tipping the scales at an estimated 300 pounds, 136 kilograms. For those listening internationally, he found what he was looking for. He managed to catch the gigantic fish. It felt like somebody's car had just started up and was rolling out of the driveway, and I'm hanging on to the end of it, Moore told the Houston Chronicle in an interview. After hauling the fish ashore, measuring it, he released the gar back into the wild. Then he uploaded the video of the catch on his channel, Wildlife. Alligator gar. Oh, it's a gigantic fish, not an alligator. Holy sweet. That is a lot of fish sticks. Gars belong to an ancient lineage of fish that was once widespread across the globe. Fossil remains extinct gar dating back to the Cretaceous period, 145 million to 66 million years ago, have been unearthed in Europe, Africa, and South Asia, according to Florida Museum. Only 7 species are still around today. Alligator gar, the largest of the extinct gar species, among the biggest freshwater fish in North America. According to National Geographic, they live exclusively in the lower Mississippi River, where they chow down on smaller fish, blue crabs, waterfowl, and the occasional turtle. While fully grown alligator gar may look intimidating, they pose no threat to humans. However, like other gar, their eggs are toxic to people and should not be eaten. One cool thing about alligator gar is they can actually breathe air. Smith said, for that reason, it's okay to have the fish out of the water for a few minutes for measurements or photos. Just be sure to cool them and wet them, especially in the hot sun. More hopes by sharing video. That is enormous. Spark appreciation for nature. Massive fish. So now they're so rare now, unfortunately, he said in the video. It's an honor to share wild space like this, an incredible wild animal like that. He once caught a fish that big. That's a big ass fish. And that is a lot of fish sticks. Thank God, Mortimer. Okay. So that's man catches big fish. See, do we have anything else? Let me see. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange took a tumble. Let me see. Doctor Strange. before we go. Okay, from Forbes. Before we go, let's talk about this. So Doctor Strange lost 82% of its box office in the second week. I'm not surprised. I mean, it's a very front-loaded movie, but we were talking about this and we're saying one of the reasons why is because people weren't ready to have Wanda as the villain. It's still gonna make a lot of money, but it's probably gonna limp along. Such a tie with Batman v Superman in April. Near technical detail. Black Widow currently available on Disney Plus, 60%. However, it's like John Justice. Okay, end up below. Batman is 360. Okay. Yeah, they're front loading a lot of these. However, may point to challenge after the next 2 years of MCU sequels: Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Widow, Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumania, and the Marvels. When it's time to introduce new characters for new franchises. Moreover, the MCU became dominant Hollywood blockbuster force precisely because it played to fans' general audiences who casually show up on Saturday night. If it no longer has that advantage, that may be closer to just being another big deal brand IP in the sea of big deal brand IPs. Well, like I said, we're getting to this is the practice squad. This is the practice squad. Nobody cares. You know, yeah, Doctor Strange is a good character, but you know what? It's gonna be a rough sell. It's gonna be a tough sell. Like I said, Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh my God, what's that gonna do? Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man and Wasp. I mean, Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm not. I don't want to be one of those guys that says, "Oh well, you know." Yeah, it's in garbage time. It's in prolonged garbage time. Now, for anyone in the audience who are unfamiliar with the phrase "garbage time," is that it's if you're losing so badly, if you're winning by very large margin or losing by a large margin in a game, it's the time you have just to run out the clock. And we're looking at extended garbage time. And to show they're not even the practice squad. They're free agents no one wants now. They're the bench warmers and they're boys and water boys and announcers. Who made the Deadpool movies? Michael. Guessing more. No, Fox made the Deadpool movies. And they had to fight tooth and nail to get those made. Tom Rothman did not want Deadpool made. He did everything in his power to sabotage it. And finally, I think it's probably Ryan Reynolds who leaked the test footage online. And the reaction was so great that the reaction was so overwhelming that they had to make it. Didn't have a choice. All right, here's $60 million. Go make your movie. So, all right. So, it is 5:09. What do you say we wrap this sucker? Do we have any more stories? Let me see. Well, there's the thing about the Twitch streamer who set her house on fire. You ever see that? That was funny. That's right. It was the right guy at the right time. So, okay. So, everybody, I'm going to call it. Used to be excited for movies, seeing trailers. Yeah, so was I. Like when I was in the Navy, saw a trailer for Starship Troopers. Almost lost my load in my pants. Yeah. I used to be excited about movie trailers too. Not anymore. All right, everybody. Listen, we're gonna call it there. It's we're coming up in an hour and 5 minutes. Everyone, go check out Mecca's channel. Check out videos on my channel. This stream is gonna stay up in case you missed it. Everyone, Agent Orange Cat is doing well. He's a little sickies this morning, but we gave him some antacid. He's doing okay. Everyone, have a good rest of your day. Have a good Monday. Have a good week. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Don't take any wooden nickels. Is that still a saying? I guess it is. And we will catch you next time. Calling you with a 10-pound super chat at the wire. Thank you very much, sir. All right, we'll catch you next time. Was that? Oh, Mecca, you're going live? Everybody, head over to Mecca's channel. She's going to be going live very shortly. The cat's on top of her. Hang on, I'll be right in. All right, head over to Mecca's channel. She's going to be going live very soon. All right, everybody? We'll catch you next time.